thatmovieguyUK.
One film that really hasn't had much attention, UK side or stateside, really since the announcement of the release of this film is How to Talk to Girls at Parties. A24 and Studio Canal have both acquired the rights for it, and I feel like A24 is kind of pushing it under the rug. Studio Canal is trying to push it, but with maybe only over 100 screenings of it across the UK this weekend, on opening weekend, it's not really going to get the audience that it deserves. Some people are referring it to be maybe a cult classic already, which obviously it always takes the test of time to figure this out. At Cannes last year, some people really like this film, some people loathe this film. For me, I do enjoy a very different kind of film. This is a weird mashup of rom-com slash sci-fi, so I was pretty game for it. Synopsis for How to Talk to Girls at Parties. It follows the story of Zan, played by Elle Fanning. She's a young alien who is touring the universe with a group of other aliens and her family, and she meets two Earthling inhabitants during the 1977 punk rock revolution in London, mainly in Croydon, and she basically decides to discover life in, well, Croydon, and she goes on this adventure and eventually falls in love and has a tough decision to make. Genuinely, I thought How to Talk to Girls at Parties was actually a very good film. I thought it was lovely, I thought it was touching, it's colourful, it's very sharp, it's very animated, the music is very good. John Cameron Mitchell really does a very good job here. He angles things in very different ways that I do like. He's not the very conventional kind of filmmaker, so that's what makes How to Talk to Girls at Parties a little bit more interesting. And this kind of artistic view really does justice to Neil Gaiman's writing. But as for the aesthetic, considering that we are in this punk era, it just doesn't blend very well. I didn't feel like I was in the punk rock era. It just wasn't punk enough. And that is the downfall for How to Talk to Girls at Parties. I just wished that it really continued that, you know, punk rock feel, but it's just not there. But that is just a very small issue I have with it. I think it's paced very well. It's a very short film for an hour and 40 minutes to these days standards, and that is what makes it good. It's fast paced. There's good decisions that need to be made. It's very odd. It's very obscure. There are some very interesting cameos in this film, including Nicole Kidman as the queen of this punk rock movement. A very questionable London accent, I must say, but she dares to dream as always, just as in Killing the Sacred Deer last year or The Big Isle. Kidman is just on this amazing resurrection. I feel like it's not really going to get the audience it deserves in the cinema maybe, but in years to come maybe online might help it. But if you have the chance to go and see this film, I would highly recommend you that you do. So guys, have you seen How to Talk to Girls at Parties? I would be very interested to know what you think of it, and obviously we like to talk about movies here, so please do. The written review will be on my website, www.thatmovieguyuk, and check it out there, or even on my letterboxd. All my social media is below here, somewhere down here. And obviously, please still check out my A Cinephile's Guide to Lisbon. I would greatly appreciate that you give it a go and watch it, and maybe venture out to Lisbon to watch the movie someday. And next up, probably will be Deadpool 2. Yeah, I would say so. Have a nice weekend, guys. I am off to do other things now, I think, because I've done a lot of editing this week. And all I can say now is Diolch, danke, obrigado, merci beaucoup, arigato, dankeschön, bitteschön, all the shuns. Yeah. And obviously, never change.